Hello Stampers, this is Barb Reed, the Wexford Stamper, and today is day 8 of my 10 days of Halloween. Hope everyone is doing well and enjoying this nice fall weather. So we are going to get going right away. Today, this box is a little different than my others. It has a little bit different of a design. I call it my faux pillow box because it has a little bit of the dome shape on the top as if it was a pillow box. But it's not, and I'll show you the quick way that you can put this together. And it has a belly band that you just slide right off, and then these two sides pop up, and then you have your chocolates in there. I put in 2 little Kit Kat bars. Okay, they seem to fit in there perfectly. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on our faux pillow box. Before we get started, let's talk a little bit about the products I'm going to be using this evening for my project. We're going to be using the beautiful Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper. This is a nice big stack of paper, and it covers all your important holidays, not just Halloween and fall, but we can go into Christmas and Easter and all those good things with this same pack of paper. Comes with 48 sheets. It's a wonderful buy. And then we are going to be using the cute, Scary Cute stamp set. Tonight we're just going to be using one of the sentiments, but that's what really drew me to this set. I really love the sentiments in here. Gave you a lot of variety for Halloween. Hi Rise, thank you for joining. And just a reminder, the daily deals for this week are coming to a close today. Then tomorrow is the start of week 4, and there will be a whole new set of weekly deals. So check it out on my blog. There is always a link to my online store, and check out if any of these deals are something you're looking for. Some really nice products with really good discount. So today is the last day for these, and then they'll start a brand new set tomorrow, the 22nd. All right, so let's go ahead back and get started. All right. First thing you're going to need to start your box is a piece of basic black cardstock. This is the first one I've done in black. I've usually used the Calypso Coral or the Pumpkin Pie, and some crazy colors too. I used the Gorgeous Grape and the Parakeet Party, but we're going black tonight since that is a color of Halloween. All right, let's take a look at the long side, remembering that the piece is 8 1/4 by 6. Okay, and the long side you're going to score at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Okay. All right, then we're going to turn it this way. The short side, we're going to score at 3/4, 1 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/4. All right, that's it. Let's put that away, and we're going to start creasing our score lines. I'm going to grab my bone folder and fold up on all these score lines. Okay, so this box is a little bit different. We really don't have what we would technically call a lid. I'm going to be using my bone folder to round the cardstock instead of folding. So we'll take a look at that in a second. All right, let's grab our template. This is what we want to have when we're finished with our cardstock here. So what you're going to do, you want to hold your paper in the profile. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut up these vertical score lines just to the first horizontal. Okay, so there's 4 score lines here to cut. Okay, and then we're going to go from the outside in. We're going to cut that one completely off. Come on, you there we go. And then I'm going to shorten the next one because this is going to make my tab to pull my sides together in my box. So again, we're going to go with the outside first. We're going to cut that one completely off. And then the second one, we're going to shorten to make into a tab. And you don't have to be real precise with this one, wherever. Okay, about 3/4 of an inch, I think is the length. I'm going to turn it the other way and we're going to do exact same thing. Okay, we're going to cut up our vertical score lines to the first horizontal. All 4 times. Moving from the outside in, we're going to cut off completely that first piece. This one we're going to shorten to make our flap. Same thing over here. Cut out the inside one. And then we're going to shorten here. Okay, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to create some nicer flaps by taking out little bits on both edges, just a little wedge. So when I fold them inside, there won't be too much paper hanging around at the corners and the folds, making the box a little harder to put together. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got our 4 little flaps. Okay, so let's put this one away. Now I did some corner rounding that is totally optional, but I just like to do the corner rounding because it gives the box a fancier look. So I'm going to round the corners of these 2 large flaps. I'm using this triple punch. This is no longer available, but there are corner rounders that are available on Amazon. Now I'm going to fold in these 2 little tabs so that I can round these corners on the sides too. So you're going to have to turn in your little flap so that it'll fit in, but then you can round those corners easily. This little part that this is going to fold over on top of the candy bars to kind of hold them in the box. All right, let's fold that down again, Barb, just like I said. There we go. All right. Now we are done with the corner rounder, and this is what we have. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my bone folder, and this is where we're going to kind of round the flap that goes over the candy rather than make a folded lid. Now, if you ever had to do some bow making with the kind of the plastic ribbon, you know how when you take the edge of your scissors and you rub it up against that, you can round it. Well, that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm breaking down the fibers and making this side rounded. Okay, I'll do it on this side as well. Just be gentle, but it's very similar to the motion that you're going to use when you're curling your ribbons. I don't know if they do that anymore. Yes, I do. I've seen them make it like on balloons. That plastic ribbon that you can get for packages, that is the way that you use the same motion as you would rounding this as you do curling your ribbon. So now if you see what I've made here, you can see how the ends are curled. Hold it that way so you can see. All right, so now we're going to start putting it together. I'm going to turn it over so I can see the outside, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on each one of these cute little flaps we made. Okay, so I'm going to pick it up and we're going to fold the flap back and then behind our rounded panel. I'm going to hold it there. Hope you're having a good day, Rise. Just want to let you know that I will not be getting this immediately onto my blog. I have a maker's market this weekend. I'm working on my card kits, and I'm doing this 10 days of Halloween. So I don't know who was the great scheduler of that, but I did not get a chance to work on my blog today. But I promise it'll be there on by Sunday, because my one event will be over. But I've been doing some sewing today. Okay, so there we go. We have our rounded tops. So I'm going to open this here, and I'm going to go ahead and place my 2 candy bars in there. See, these 2 fit perfectly. 2 little fun-sized Kit Kats are a great way to go. Okay, then I'm going to fold that close, and then I'm going to just put those over top. I'm not going to do any creasing. It's just going to kind of fold over on top of each other, keeping it rounded. I'm not folding it here, making a crease. It's just going to be rounded there to give it that pillow box effect. Okay, now I got a little bit too fast with my, let me give a little bit more of a press with my 2 back here flaps here. Got a little bit ahead of myself. There, that's better. All right, now how do we hold this together? We're going to make a belly band. And I cut a piece of the, it's in Dover, Rise, at the Hive. Don't know if you've ever been at the Hive. It's a little coffee shop up in Dover. And they have it monthly. And I was able to get in this month. So it's from 10 to 3, I believe. All right, so here, this is the piece of designer series paper, and it's 2.5 by 9. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fold this down like I was talking before. It still looks like that dome lid. Let me get my hand away so you can kind of see in there. Okay, you can see how it's domed. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on top, just like that, and just wrap it around the box. Okay, so what you want to make sure you don't do is you don't want to glue the belly band to the box. You want to make sure that that can move, because if you stick it to the belly band to the box, you're not going to be able to open it. So I'm going to put a piece of tearing tape. Phew. And I'm going to just place it on the back like this. Okay. And then I'm going to wrap it around. Here I'm going to squeeze and fold, but then up here I'm not going to have any folds. And then I'm going to come back around to this side and then crease to make a fold along the bottom. Okay, now let me try that again and bring it down so that we're even Steven here. Let me see. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. And you're just going to bring them together at the bottom. And then you have your faux pillow box. Okay, you can see I'm going to add another piece of tearing tape along the bottom. In fact, I think I will put glue in there instead, because glue will hold forever. Tearing tape can sometimes get a little dry and fall off, but not glue. Glue's going to stay. So I'm going to just secure the end of that belly band with a little bit of glue. All right, so there you have it. And you can see that it can slide back and forth, Okay, and it still has that cool little dome shape on the top. I love this one. Okay, now let's go ahead and decorate the top of the box. Real simple stuff. I'm going to go ahead and use some of the linen thread. This is another, I know I've used the gingham a lot with my projects for Halloween, but this is another great fall kind of look, the natural linen thread. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold a longer piece in half, and I'm going to go around and tie a double bow. Okay, so wish me luck. Just going to lay the box on top of the linen thread. Okay, then I'm just going to bring it on up. Tie a bow, go over under, and then tie a bow. I like to use double because it shows up a little more than just a single strand. Okay, so I'm finagling it and playing with it. I could do this half the night till I got something that I like, but I won't bore you with that. All right, that is looking pretty darn good. And now I'm going to move it so it's up kind of toward the top of the box. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab my snips and cut off the excess on each end. There we go. All right, isn't that so cute? I love that. Now, one last thing we're going to do. We're going to bring in another favorite of mine, the double oval punch. Love this because it gives you the oval and then the coordinating scalloped oval. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my Memento ink and I'm going to stamp on this strip of basic white cardstock one of the cute sentiments from this set. It says, "Trick or treat, you're so sweet." Oop, and I pushed a little too hard. I got a little extra flex, so let's give that another try. That's better. Okay, now I'm going to take my double oval and holding it upside down so we can see as it's going in. I'm just going to feed in my strip of basic white cardstock, and when I get it to the spot I like, I'm just going to punch. And there I have my oval sentiment all ready to go. Then I'm going to grab a strip of scrap pumpkin pie, and I'm going to slip that in the outside portion of the punch and get that cute little what am I trying to think of? Scalloped oval. My goodness. The words are escaping me tonight. All right, so there we have it. How quick and how cute that comes together. That's just a wonderful, wonderful little punch to have to dress up your sentiments quick and easy. All right, last thing we're going to do is we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our sentiment. And I'm going to line them up along the outsides of the oval. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to place it on here so that it kind of goes across the linen thread, but it doesn't touch it. Okay, so it just kind of goes across and the linen thread feeds in between. So that is the box. Isn't that so cute? And then your recipient just has to grab the belly band, if I did the right thing, and that just slides right off, and then you have your candy inside. So this is a great little box, little bit of a unique design, gives it a bit of a pillow box look. So that is project number 8. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back with project number 9 tomorrow evening. We're getting close to the end here. I have 2 more projects to share with you, and it will be 7 o'clock again tomorrow evening. So head on back Yes, that's the way we like it, Rise, right? Cute and easy. And I have a couple more to share with you. So have a wonderful evening, and I will see you again tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And keep on stamping. Bye now.